Hey guys, it's Diana, the Wellness Director at Chilton YMCA, and I'm here to give you 3 moves today that you can use at home to keep you strong, to keep you fit, and to keep you moving while you're at home. Let's get started. All right, so in move 1, we're going to talk about how to be strong in our lower body with proper squat form. In move 2, we're going to talk about upper body strength. And in move 3, we're going to put it all together with proper burpee form to drive our heart rate, to increase our pulmonary function, and to keep our fitness really high. All 3 of these moves together will torch major calories and keep you right where you need to go. The best part is you don't need any equipment to stay fit, just like you are, maybe even get more fit while you do them. So move 1, a squat. So we're gonna talk about anatomy to get started. Everybody's anatomy is a little bit different. So we're gonna start with the basics. You're gonna put your feet right under your hips, and then you're gonna step them out just a little bit and turn your toes slightly, okay? Now, for a female, you have a Q angle, which is the angle between your ischium process right here, your hip, and your knee, and that's really important because that really depends on how far your feet need to go apart. So if your hips are wider, you need a wider stance. If your hips are narrower, you need a narrow stance. So take a minute to kind of figure out where your feet need to be. In addition to that, it also depends on your femoral head and how it comes in and sits inside the socket, because that affects how we rotate inside the socket as we squat. So take time here as we're working through this tutorial to make sure you're in the right place that feels good. There should be no pain in any movement, and you want to stop where you start to feel that good tension. So you guys ready? All right, here we go. So our feet are right outside of our hips. We're gonna shift. So first we're gonna bring our core in tight. We're gonna engage it up against our spine, and our glutes are already engaged and squeezed behind. So here's the deal. A squat is actually a posterior chain move. So we have to move it first. So we're gonna hinge back, and then we squat, and then we just stand up tall and we squeeze. So this is working the erector muscles and our glutes, our hamstrings, our hips, and our quads. Okay, also a little bit of calves. So if we can't get to 90, if you have hip problems or you've had a hip replacement or knee replacement, take it to the range you can. Maybe it's a half squat, stand up and squeeze. It doesn't matter where you are, you can only be in that space. So just work hard while you're there, okay? So one more time, this angle, toes slightly out, core's in tight, your low core is engaged, your low back is released, and then we're gonna squat, tracking our knees over our small toes, and then up and squeeze. So let's do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you wanna do high reps or high volume here because there's no weights to really get that work in that you need to burn those calories. So 15 to 20 reps, take a break, and then do some upper body. Move 2, we're gonna talk about push-ups. So push-ups are an upper body exercise that work pretty much the whole trunk and core. So it engages your core muscles, it works your serratus anterior, which is this muscle right under your arm, it works your shoulders, your pecs, and your triceps. So that's a lot of muscles in one place. So we're gonna talk about how to put your body in the right place to engage all those muscles to build that upper body strength that we need. So we're gonna come down to the floor. So on the floor, we're gonna start with a knee push-up in the modification mode, and you wanna make sure your toes are engaged with the floor. That engages your low core. Then you wanna walk your hands out, and you want just to be outside shoulder width, okay? And you wanna bring your hips down flat, so you wanna engage that core. Make sure it's already tight before you move. Then we wanna drop down, and chest and elbow height are in a line, drive through our palms and up. So again, drop, drive, extend. Drop, rise, extend. So here's a trick. The best way to get the right alignment is to keep your hips square and keep your chin and your chest have space. So you wanna be looking slightly in front of your fingers, not at your belly button. Let me show you what I mean. So if I'm looking at my belly button, I look like this, and that doesn't keep the pectoralis muscles engaged. So we wanna look out and then press up. So we get full range. Okay, so if you can do 10 to 15 on your knees, try them on your toes. So let's try that. You can move your feet out wide to start. Your hands are in the same area. We're gonna drop down and then press up. You really have to engage those triceps. So down, drive. And then as you get better, you can bring your feet in if you want to, but you don't have to. Do as many as you can. If you wanna start on your toes and then drop to your knees, that's a good variation if you wanna challenge yourself a little bit. Great job, team. I know you're working hard. Just keep working. All right, the last move, we're gonna put some of those together, but we gotta talk about proper form to do it. I'll put my hair back here because I'm gonna do some jumping. We're gonna talk about burpees. So burpees are a torch. They're an internal torch. They burn so many calories because they use our whole body. So we're gonna talk about how to do it properly, but before we get started, I wanna talk about how to land out of a burpee properly. So a lot of people will land with their weight in their heels, and that really jars right here in the low back. And so what we wanna do is when we wanna land chest forward and the weight's in our toes, and then we shift back. So when we jump, we wanna jump up out of our toes, and then we land in our quads, chest forward, and then our weight shifts back slightly before we go right back into that squat. So the burpee has 4 moves. We're not gonna do the push-up. You can if you want, it's an advanced move. I'll show those at the end if you want to see those. But for the basic burpee, it has 3 moves. It has a wide squat. You put your hands between your feet. You're gonna shoot back to a plank. You shoot them forward, and you rise up, and then you can add a jump if you want. So squat, let me turn 45. Squat, plank, squat, rise. That's the basic. Then if you want more, you can add a jump. But the best part, the most important part is your feet stay wide and you start in a squat. That protects your low back. When your knees are in, or your feet are in, you can really draw your back. So keep wide, let's be safe, let's get strong together. So squat, jump, back, and then a straight hop. Bring your chest up and look up. It's easy to look at our feet, I do it too, because we're always worried about the floor, but I promise it's not going anywhere. All right, so let's do one together. Squat, plank, squat, jump. Weights in my quads, okay? Now, you can add the push-up. Let's do one. You ready? So when we come back down to the plank, we're gonna do a push-up in between. So here we go. Squat, plank, push-up, squat, jump. That's harder, yeah? It is, but it's gonna burn more calories and you're gonna get fit faster. So try it out. If you need to drop to your knees, do it, because getting a full range push-up in the middle is better than a half range one. So let's do one more. Squat, plank, push-up, jump up tall, land soft, okay? So if you wanna take it up a notch even more, you can add intensity to burpees by adding a high intensity jump at the end of your burpee. So that can be a squat jump, it can be a sprinter, but you wanna make sure that you always land wide and your core stays tight. It is an advanced move, so make sure you have the basics before you try it. If you wanna do them, then you wanna do that at the beginning. So if you're gonna do 5 sets of 5, you wanna do those high intensity dynamic jumps at the first set and then fade to a basic burpee at the end. That just helps the muscles not work when they're fatigued. All right, so I'm gonna show you one with the tuck jump, and that's gonna be your time today. Ready? One more. Squat, plank, squat, tuck jump, land soft. Always take the weight in your quads. Stay safe. I'll see you next time.